Hi, I'm Ruth Bedell, and I'm the moderator of the Communications Committee here at Faith Presbyterian Church.
And I am Julianne Clayton. I have been serving on the Communications Committee since it began back in 2018. And as you may have heard, our session this past spring approved a brand new logo for our church, and we are ready to launch it into the world this week.
But before we do that, we want to give you some background information on the logo, why we chose it, what it means, and why we're so excited about it. So I wasn't actually on the committee at that time when these discussions began, but I know Julianne was. And Julianne, can you tell us what happened?
Sure, absolutely. Back in 2019, the Communications Committee at the time really felt like it was a good time for us to start to pursue and work toward developing a new logo for our church. We thought that from a communications standpoint, it made sense. It is good for any organization to revisit and revitalize their branding periodically, and so we thought that it was a good time for that, but we also thought that it made a lot of sense theologically. We are Presbyterian, and so we believe that we are reformed and always being reformed. We're a part of a reformed tradition. And so we felt that a new logo would be a great visual representation of that belief. So as we continue to grow together as a church community, as we continue to seek to offer our very best to God, and as we continue to embody the gospel of Jesus Christ in our community and in the world around us, we think that a fresh logo reflects that growth and enhances our physical and virtual presence in our community and in the world around us. And honestly, when we first began these discussions, it was pre-COVID, and we know now, kind of coming out on the other side of that, just how important our virtual presence is, and we really feel that the visual matters even more than it did when we first started talking about it. That being said, Ruth, I would love to hear your initial thoughts on the logo, because I know you kind of joined our team in the middle of all of this development. So I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. Well, I'm definitely on board with it. When I first came to the committee meeting, we saw the logo, at least I saw it for the first time, and it was striking. It was clean, it was classic, it was bold. I fell in love with it. And what I also liked when the committee was discussing the logo and how it was developed was that the committee used a professional graphic designer to design this logo. This wasn't something that the committee just decided, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but we had a professional person listen to our ideas, listen to what we thought was important, gave us, or the committee, input about what would be a good design, and they went forward. And the design is simple, and the simplicity of it reminds me of the benediction that we hear nearly every Sunday. The benediction to live simply.
Yeah.
So I think you'll like it. Well, Julianne, what about the image of the logo? Can you say a few words about that?
Sure. We definitely knew we wanted some sort of image to be incorporated into the logo. We didn't just want it to be text. And so we also knew that we wanted that image, whatever it was going to be distinct to Faith Presbyterian Church, Tallahassee, Florida, corner of John Knox and Meridian Road. We didn't want a generic image that could be used by any church anywhere. And so the more that we talked together as a committee and brainstormed and worked with our designer, we really realized that one of the very unique images that is distinct to our church are our stained glass windows. You can see them behind us. And so the image that we chose was the outline of our stained glass windows here in the sanctuary. And while stained glass windows are obviously a physical part of our sanctuary, we feel that the deeper truth is that they represent who we are as a church family. Stained glass is designed with individual pieces of glass that are different shapes and sizes and have their own broken edges, but when they are placed together, they create a more beautiful whole. They create a fuller picture. And similarly, we are a body of individuals with different perspectives, different gifts, different stories. But when we are placed together as a church, we are the body of Christ. And we can more fully represent the love of God here in Tallahassee and in the world around us. And so that was the image that we chose. We also, in the particular design of the image, we left a few of the slots of glass blank. And we thought that that was an intentional invitation to each of us to consider where we might fit in, how we might use our gifts, and where our place might be within this church family. So we have the outline of the stained glass windows as the image in our new logo. Why don't you share a little bit about the colors that we chose?
Okay. So we decided that the other thing that we wanted our logo to represent was our belonging to a larger network of churches. And we are a connected church, not an isolated church. And as such, we belong to the Presbyterian Church, USA. And the Presbyterian Church's colors are bold red and blue. So our colors for the logo follow that general scheme of colors, red and blue.
Awesome. Well, we have been hard at work for the past 3 years developing this new logo, and we are so excited for everyone to finally get to see it.
So stay tuned for the big reveal this week.